Hey, welcome back, Big Orange fans. Got a lot to talk about today. Uh, Bob, we're going to dive into our recruiting class we had.
Hmm.
Highly rated, very highly rated. Of course, we've got the controversy of Legend Bay that we'll briefly speak to. Uh, we'll talk a little about our basketball team, our portal needs. Um, might even touch on a couple of college football topics, all in all. So we've got a lot to jump into. But let's just start with overall thoughts on the recruiting class, where it ended up at, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, Tim. You know, good, good, good class.
Well, better than I expected, to be honest about it.
Yeah. I mean, we finished what, seventh?
The last I looked at was seventh on both composites for 247
Yeah.
and for rivals. Individually, though, the last I looked, we was number four on 247
Yeah.
as far as their class, which was surprising to me.
Yeah. Well, let's quickly just go over some of the players. Then we have another point to make. You know, on offense, Faison Brandon, big time quarterback.
Yeah, potentially, I think the staff looked at him as a top quarterback that they was after this
Yeah.
year.
Now I think he's more of a developmental guy. I do not expect him to come straight in and start next year though.
No, he's a year younger than other quarterbacks in his class, and he missed virtually the entire season with an injury.
Yeah, so I think his development uh, is just not going to be there. I don't think, unfortunately. Um, Zero running backs in the class. That's a pretty rare situation there. Um,
Don't want to panic over it, though.
no, no. Now we did have an absolute fantastic, one of the best wide receiver classes you'll ever see. That kind of fell apart at the end here, but it's still pretty dang good. Tristan Keys, Tyreek King. Don't be surprised if both those guys are not star players.
Yeah, well, Tristan Keys, as some people's, has been rated as high as the top receiver in the
Right.
country. Really, Tristan is a guy who goes up and battles for the ball, um, pretty much at an elite level.
Yeah.
Um, and Tyreek King, that kid's a slot man that's going to be extremely productive at Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, he's a, you know, uh, I ain't gonna say Tariq Hill, but
But
he
it's
has
got
that
a similar name.
explosiveness. Yeah.
Uh,
He's got not at that level, obviously, because nobody's at that level. Nobody's got the explosiveness as Tariq Hill, but that's the kind of guy, you know, he's the kind of guy I think they love the potential there. Um, Offensive line went very light.
Before we go past that,
Yeah.
Bob, you said we
Oh
lost
yeah.
a couple of people. Let's talk
Yeah.
about
Oh yeah.
who we lost and who we may have lost.
Yeah. Lost Celesi Moa to money. Basically.
And I got no problem with that. That's part of the game today.
Yeah. Reportedly, Utah offered him over $1 million, and that's a lot of money.
You know what, though? A lot of people kept hollering Utah because his father played there and he's from Utah,
Yeah.
and they think that would have swayed him. Um, I still stand on the fact that, you know what, we may get him back in a year or two because of his family situation. He's got two older brothers that signed with BYU,
Hmm.
uh, and they both transferred out. They quickly, both of them said, "This ain't for me. I got to get away."
Right.
And they both come to the. I think one's at Michigan, and the other one I want to say is maybe UConn or somewhere. They come to the way east, and in a year or two, Celestimo may be the next brother that goes east. We
Right.
may have another shot at him
Yeah.
before it's all said and done.
And I'd say that's in this recruiting world. You
Don't burn bridges.
don't burn bridges because these guys you could definitely get them in a year or two. The other guy that I can't believe I did forget, Legend Bay, which we didn't have, had, and
May not have.
I mean, it that one's
Well, a lot of drama there
a
right
lot
now.
of drama.
Family situation is.
Yeah, apparently Mama and brother wanted him to come to Tennessee. Not sure where he really wanted to go. It seemed like it might have been Ohio State. Was it money related? I know a lot of people's not mentioning that.
I
But
absolutely think it was. They was in the process of losing Chris Henry and another wide receiver, I believe, on signing day itself.
yeah, and then they lose him, or it looked like they lost him, and then all of a sudden Legend Bay decides to change his mind.
Yeah.
So, and
And we'll say this:
money's undefeated. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Uh,
it's way up the list.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much runs the world. So,
well, I would say that when he flipped, it was money related. And I think we probably got him back somewhat because of money related. And people might say, well, somebody wanting the money, I want them out of here because we want somebody who wants to play for UT. Look, people, whether you like it or not, um, if somebody offered me a lot more money for another job tomorrow, I'm a new employee.
Right.
But when he went and flipped to Ohio State the first time, his quote was, Ohio State values elite talent. Well, how do you value elite talent? Oh, I just like you a lot more than this other teams. Just
Right,
you're
right.
no. It's like I'm putting a monetary figure on it.
Right.
And so we already had a lot of money tied up in Keys and Moa.
Right.
And when we lost Moa, we had money that's probably loosened up, and we probably made a better offer. And then there's wide receiver classes going all to hell, they had some money available.
Yeah. It might have become somewhat of a bidding war right here.
Yeah. And I will say this too. Austin Price, for all the words out there that he's being held hostage, his signature may have been forged by his mother and everything else. Austin Price had an interview where he spoke with the kid. So unless he had a gun to his head.
Yeah. And Austin said he contacted Tennessee.
Yeah.
Him himself, and like you said, he talked to him. He contacted Austin, I think, for the interview. So, yeah, he didn't have nothing to do with it. That part does seem to be completely false.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullcrap coming out of Columbus, Ohio.
Not surprising.
Yeah. But my experience with them over the last 4 months on social media has almost made me start pulling for the Wolverines. Horrible fan base.
Yeah.
Moving on, Bob. Let's go to offensive line.
Yeah. Gabriel Ascenda, 5-star according to one website.
247.
Yeah. And a lot different rating according to another one, but potential big time there. Kamari Blair, we flipped from South Carolina, who we thought we had for a long time, but another big time tackle.
4-star, very highly thought of, and that was another thing. He went to South Carolina probably right after they missed out on 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And they upped their offer to him. Of course, they wound up having a very good offensive line class regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was initially a money deal.
And we got what we thought was an outstanding guard in Ed Baker.
Yeah, a lower rated guy who the staff, though, targeted early on and really has him rated higher than a lot of your.
So low numbers, but they feel really good about those 3.
Yeah, in this day and age, Bob, I've always felt, historically, 3 to 5 offensive linemen every season, closer to 5.
Right.
3 was the bare minimum. But we get so many out of the portal, maybe reevaluating that number.
Right.
But I like the quality of those 3. Very happy with that offensive line haul.
Tight end, Luca Wolf, project player, but a very intriguing project player, guy who's not played a lot of football. And
it's from NFL Europe.
Yeah.
Much like Emmanuel Okoye.
Good size. I think he's about 6'5", 250, right around. I mean, he's kind of physically got the size right now.
Got the traits that you look for.
Yeah.
I didn't think tight end was a huge need on this team this year. I mean, you'd love to get one because we was in on a lot of tight ends early on, uh, some of the best in the country, and we kind of swung and missed on a lot of them because I don't think we was going to put a whole lot of money into that position.
Mm-hmm.
After we think we got two last year,
Right.
and if you hit on both of those, then you don't really need to put a lot of money in on that spot. And we got a punter from Australia that eventually will probably take over for Jackson Ross.
Right.
Overall assessment on the offensive side, Bob.
Well, very good class as far as I think you don't have a lot of reaches. You've got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but low on the numbers. And that's something
Very small class.
we'll talk about more. But
I mean, technically, Bob, we may have gotten 8 offensive or 7 offensive players out of a close to 30-man class.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever being that lopsided.
You basically got twice as many defensive players. It's like
or more.
Yeah.
Or more. But like you said, high end, potentially number one quarterback in the country, potentially number one wide receiver in the country. More high end prospects throughout on the offensive side. So,
right,
quality high.
High quality. Yeah. If you're ranking between the two, I think the quality is probably better. As far as if you had like a ranking per recruit, definitely better. I think on the offensive side, just low numbers.
Low numbers.
Let's jump over the defensive side, Tim, and let's start at the defensive line.
Okay, there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
We had 10 defensive line commitments, which and a lot of quality among those 10.
If we got a gripe about this class, you brought it up, Tim. Go ahead. You're the one that noticed it.
I mean, it's just the sheer numbers of it. On the positive side, I would say out of those 10, we would definitely find some ball players that are playing at a very high level.
Yeah.
Also, out of that 10, I'd say within 2 years, no more than half will still be on the roster.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue. That and possibly at DB, you're not going to keep this many players. You're going to see a lot of transfers out of this.
Even with the new 105-man roster, we may not push people out, but people will go somewhere where they can play.
Yeah, they want to play.
That's a second thing I have concern with on this 10-man defensive line, and we'll touch on each player here in just a moment. But is the lack of size. Have those 10, 8 of them appear to be defensive ends. On a team that struggled with size on the interior this season, we only went out and got 2 guys that really are true defensive tackles. There may be 1 or 2 more that bulk up and play some 3 technique, smaller rush defensive tackle somewhere down the road. But only 2 guys that you say look at right now and go, that's a defensive tackle.
Right. And one of those defensive tackles, which extremely raw, and I get why they took him. I'm not saying they shouldn't have took him because he seems to be, he could be that diamond in the rough, but his best other offer was what? It
was a Mississippi State.
And
then there was a big drop off
from there, like Middle Tennessee
State's, Eastern Kentucky's, Troy's.
Right.
Cousin of Jarvis Jones, the former NFL and Georgia Bulldog. Over 300-pound kid who's very athletic, but he only played 8-man football up to his senior season.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really off the radar.
Right.
And of course, the other defensive tackle, while we're just talking about defensive tackles, Darion Albert, who was a nicely rated defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely need for him to to pan out.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of those others real quick, Bob. Flipped Carter Gooden
Right.
the day of from Massachusetts. We don't have a lot of kids out of that area.
No.
In my lifetime, um, he was UCLA's top committed prospect for, I believe, for a long time before he decommitted from them. A nice prospect, though.
Right.
Same thing with Zach Groves here from in-state Tennessee. Jordan Carter, Breezy Carter uh, was a commitment, signing day commitment.
Right. When he was committed to Texas A&M for a long time.
Long time commitment. Hezekiah Harris, who we flipped from Auburn earlier in the process.
Yeah.
One of our only, I think, we've only actually got like 2 or maybe 3 true, I think, Leos, because we really like to go light with the Leos. It seems like most of these guys are going to be strong side defensive ends. Kedrick Golston, second. He's got some lineage.
Yeah.
Also, another good prospect, though. Good prospect. The staff was really high on C.J. Edwards.
Yeah.
Darrell Rivers is a guy who made some waves as the process went along. I think he's probably one of our, if you had to pick the guy that's overlooked that might be a ball player, his name comes up quite a bit. Signing day flip, J.J. Finch.
Yep.
We was after for a long time, flipped him from Alabama. They did not want rid of him. They tried to fight to keep him.
Right.
And then, like you said, Quavion Simmons. I mean, there's a lot of talent on that defensive line. That's, as much as I can recall one team getting at one time, without being, if I had to look at it and say, well, who's your 5-star on there? We don't have one.
Right.
So we're missing that just elite guy. But when you get that many,
get a lot of good.
There's going to be somebody that is elite, though.
Yeah.
So he may be a 4-star, but he's going to play like a 5-star.
Right.
Out of that group.
The linebackers, Tim, got to be, they're getting a lot of them. Got 2, but as usual here lately, 2 big-time linebackers, especially Brandon Rouse.
Well, Brandon Rouse is the one that we get a lot talked about locally. The staff loves, everybody watches him, loves out of Georgia.
Texas, and I think Georgia for him. Right.
But T.J. White is actually the higher rated of the 2.
I think Rouse was higher rated when he committed, if I'm not mistaken, and it seemed like he dropped about as soon as he committed to us. But the
Tennessee dropped.
But yeah,
didn't drop far because both of them are ranked in the top 7.
Yeah.
Of linebackers nationally. I mean, they're high 4-star kids, that borderline 5-star guys.
Yeah, got to be super happy with that linebacker staff, linebacker class.
Angel's recruited well.
Very
now
well.
He's going to have to develop.
Yeah, honestly, that's another video for another day. But so far, I feel like we have recruited like gangbusters at that position.
In the last 2 years, maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we've developed there, but
Well, they're still young. I will give them that.
Yeah.
And finally, Bob, the defensive backs. These are where the majority of our lowest rated commits are at. And it's not surprised because this is where we put our least amount of money into.
Yeah.
And we showed on the field this year when our top guys were injured.
Right.
Our depth was lacking. That said, you got 7 guys in this group headlined by Joel White, who we hope can stay at safety.
Right.
He's got the body frame to get bigger. But a 4-star, great athlete, one of the jewels of this class, if nothing else, because he's at the position that we desperately need. These other guys, Zay Anderson, Javonte Smith, Joel Crombie, Luke Thompson, Jamin Theodore, C.J. McLean. If I had to say one thing and 2 things in common with a lot of them, a lot of in-state guys,
right.
All about 6 foot, give or take an inch, and speed.
Right.
6 foot guys that can run and run fast. I mean, you look like Zay Anderson. A lot of people think out of Greenville thinks he needs to be a wide receiver. because he can take the top off of defense, but we like him at corner. But speed, and I look back, more speed. So it seems to be the philosophy of this team right now to recruit speed and size, and hope that you get one or two out of this that can actually play ball.
Yeah.
And not spend much money doing it. Now that said, we're going to have to. This is one of the spots we're going to have to address in the portal. Heavy this year.
Yeah. I really feel like 3 minimum in the portal, and I would honestly go 4.
Well, you have to, because you do need 3 minimum, and you don't know that you're going to strike gold on all 3. So,
right.
That said, Bob, we're going to have another video on the portal.
Yeah,
but some
very soon. Yeah.
Any quick thoughts on what Tennessee is going to be looking at?
You're going to need, to me, 2 safeties, and one of them needs to be a bona fide all-conference type of guy. We've went cheap there as far as NIL goes, and it showed, and honestly, probably cost us some games this year. Safety position really was bad. We need a star position. McMurray's gone. Boo Carter gone. And really, you need another good corner, which, I feel like the staff will probably grab a very good one. I mean, you look at what they've grabbed the last 2 years, and McCoy and Hood, I mean, could they not have struck gold any better than getting those 2 guys out of the portal? I mean, they went and got the best 2 corners in the.
Probably was in the portal.
Yeah, I mean, they evaluated great there, so I expect they'll have their eyes on somebody there, so I'm sure they'll get somebody there. But yeah, that's what I think we'll get as far as DBs go. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a couple of defensive linemen, especially a big defensive tackle, that's somebody in the 320-ish range. I think you probably need at least 2 defensive tackles.
Yeah, 2 interior defensive linemen.
Yeah,
like you said,
I think we're okay.
One will be on the larger side.
We might go somewhere else. We might do a strong side or a Leo, but we've got players there.
Yeah, I don't see that being a priority.
Yeah, so I don't either. I think you get some defensive tackles. I don't think you do go linebacker personally. You might grab a wide receiver in the portal, but if you do, it'll be a multi-year guy. You might get a running back. And all of this is all based off of what we believe is coming back.
Right, and they won't all be back.
Yeah.
So it's these positions plus being have to reevaluate for what we lose to the portal.
Right. If you go lose, let's say a running back or a couple wide receivers.
Right. If you lose a Mike Matthews, then you're going to have to go grab a Mike Matthews out of the portal.
Right. Right.
And
the one position, I probably should have mentioned more than any. Quarterback position, Tim.
Yes.
Is the most, we don't know what's going to go on there. You have Aguilar petitioning for a 6th year.
With a lawsuit. So it ain't a petition to the NCAA.
Yeah, right. It's a lawsuit.
It is a lawsuit.
So who knows when that happens? So you basically got to just pretend like
he's gone.
He's gone. Unless something happens really soon.
And the thought process is Merklinger's probably gone.
Right.
So you've got 2 scholarship quarterbacks that you can depend on. And you can't go
in the portal to get one.
Yeah, you have to have a third guy.
So who is it though? Is it a big time guy, or is it a guy that fills a spot? And those are always hard to get, because quarterbacks is that one position where you don't rotate very often.
No, you don't. So,
you either play or you don't play.
You might get a guy who wants to go into coaching.
Yeah. So it's hard to get those guys.
One name that's been tossed out really recently has been kid out of University of Cincinnati, Bob.
Yeah.
Um,
Scorsese, was that his name? Sorby. That's it, right?
if you'd asked me 3 minutes
I
ago,
know. I know.
I
I
have,
know.
yeah.
I've looked him up, and for some reason I can't think of his
Yeah.
name.
We've talked about this even, and
Yeah,
as right now,
I know. I
I'm
can
having a brain fart, guys. Sorry about that. But the Cincinnati quarterback, who said um, some nice things about playing in Neyland. He's watched it as a kid. His parents even temporarily moved to Knoxville to be closer to him during uh, his time at Cincinnati. So he's got a lot of Knoxville connections, which means nothing. He may not leave Cincinnati, uh, but as we all know, sometimes fillers are put out to individuals.
Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
the one thing with him is he's really good at running the ball. Also,
Yeah.
may not be an upgrade as far as a passer from Joey, but you keep those drives alive for your leg a lot of time. That's big.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say he's fantastic. When I watched film on him, stronger arm, much better runner than Joey. Big kid, about 230, and got a good strong arm. But a lot like Joey Aguilar, he makes a lot of bad decisions. So maybe we can correct that, like we corrected it a lot with Aguilar. He still made some, but not near as many here as he did at App State.
Yeah, but this is something we'll go into much great detail later.
Yeah.
As well as probably looking at some potential staff changes by the next time we have a video.
Yeah.
We'll also probably have some portal names that
Absolutely.
that it's leaking out. The portal will open up till December 2nd, I believe, but there'll be names dropping in all month of December that's going to be known to be in the portal.
Tim, let's talk a little bit about basketball, man. We're on a 3-game losing streak. That's not happened very many times in the last 10, 15 years or whatever. As long as Barnes has been here, maybe a little bit before Barnes, and then when Pearl was here, you never saw that. But it's a rough time, and we got a tough opponent coming up soon. So I don't know what to say about this team, Tim. I'm not give up on them.
I think they're a work in progress.
There's when you look at them individually, they look better to me. I mean, when I start thinking about Bishop Boswell's playing pretty dang good, Estrella and Carey gives us 2 inside guys, better offensive inside guys than we've had in forever.
Yeah, since Grant Williams and
honestly,
Grant played
our third best offensive guy on the inside, Brown, is probably one of the most years would have been our best offensive guy. But our biggest issue, Tim,
there are 2 newcomers that we expected to be superstars.
Yeah, and one of them's playing pretty decent, but he's not playing to the level, quite the level I expected. Gillespie's not quite there, but Ament's the one that's been the total disappointment. And you know what? I've said.
But yet he's averaging 17 points and 7 rebounds a game.
Yeah, but what's his field goal percentage?
Embarrassing.
Yeah. Turnovers.
Bad.
Good. Yeah. That's and he's just overall. I mean, this Illinois game, they attacked him and just constantly went after him, play after play after play. And I mean, they seen a weakness on defense, and they went after him.
Well, this team as a whole, defensively, we knew was probably going to obviously take a step back from the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of taking a step back from any defensive team that Barnes has put out there.
Right.
It's normally Barnes can hang his hat on defense, and that's not necessarily the case this year.
We normally do not turn the ball over very much either. And this team's turned the ball over a lot more than what we usually see from a Rick Barnes team.
Well, once again, it goes back to that offense. And to me, it's I'm probably down on more on Gillespie than a lot of people are. Uh, he was supposed to be an offensive upgrade. A lot of people thought from Zakai, and I haven't seen it to this point myself. I think the offense looks disjointed. I don't think it's not a smooth running offense.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to your point guard a whole lot of times. And
Right.
he's not made up for it with his sharp shooting. He's not shooting basically him as a guy has the same numbers as from each other. But Zakai's numbers were over the full year and the strongest conference in America last year. And we've yet to get to that this year. So, but the good news is, I think both these guys can take a big step up.
Right.
Preseason practice, everybody that saw them play spoke about how both these guys shot the lights out of the ball.
Yeah, especially Gillespie. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking it's a work in progress.
Right. But I will say this, and I've said this before on this channel, and I'll say it again. Rick Barnes should not go and get a big-time five-star guy. So far, not a one of them, 5 stars he's gotten, has lived up to their billing. Kennedy Chandler was probably the closest. He still didn't live up to his ranking, but as far as playing here, but it was close. And he might be able to make that he came really close, but all the other ones, man, they haven't.
It's like where 5 stars go to die.
Yeah. You get
not
just go transfer.
Yeah,
he should go.
He's had some transfers play like 5 stars once they got here.
Yeah, and he's great at taking these 4-star guys and making them really good guys. I mean, that, it's like Josiah James. I mean, he was another 5-star that never good ball player for us. But never lived up to 5-star ranking. But I could go on and on and on. Jaden Springer. I mean, it's on and on.
Yeah, with him and Keon Johnson, though, that was a kind of a weird situation. Both those guys. But they're both, talented that they were. But Intermittent may yet.
Yeah, it's early. It's early.
It's early. It's December. We got to March. This is a long time to go.
Right. Yeah, but he seems to be going backwards, honestly, from what I can tell. I mean, at the beginning of the year, he looked better than he does now. That's not good.
No, but it's not also
it's a confidence thing.
It's not a surprise to me either, because it's one of those things where, you adjust to the college game adjusts to you. The next thing is, are you going to be able to adjust to it again?
Right. That's a very good point. Very good point. Anything else you want to talk about, Tim?
No, just join us for our next video. At some point over the next few weeks, we'll find out we'll break down who we're playing in the bowl game. Right. By the time this gets out, our bowl opponent will be announced. We're thinking probably Illinois.
Yeah.
In the Fighting Illini, probably in the Music City Bowl, most likely. But we'll break down whoever we may have, and by that time, we also may be hearing some people who may opt out for both teams.
There's a lot of information coming in the next video too.
Could be staff changes. Could be portal names. So
yeah, a lot to get into in the next week or two.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun month or so.
Yeah. Well, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and we appreciate you. We love the comments. We love to hear from you and hear what you're thinking about some of the stuff we've said in this podcast, because we're pretty opinionated. I mean, we're just fans, but we don't sugarcoat things. We give you our honest opinion about stuff, and it's just that, our opinion. So feel free to throw what you got out there. We love to hear other people's point of view.
Yeah, right or wrong, we'll give you what we think.
Oh yeah,
do the same.
Yeah.
So guys, appreciate you again. Thanks for joining us. Take time out of your day. Go Big Orange.
Go Vols.